Okay, good afternoon. I'm Xinyue from Kansas State. It's an ongoing work with Wen Lee from Arizona State. And we chose this topic for two reasons. One is we make it want to make it enjoyable. The other reason is we don't want to miss the opportunity of some big sale, promotion or something during the shopping season. I still remember quite a few years ago, I lined up in the cold winter morning for my first Black Friday in the US. So if let's imagine if we can tweet, we can definitely find a cloud of tweet about shopping and about some discount or big sale. And then maybe we'll find something about food because we are hungry in waiting. The least possible is we will tweet about a research project and a proposal writing. So that's Twitter is mainly for fun. That's what we collect, all this information. On the other side, regardless how useful the fine scale of this kind of shopping behavior, the location-based service really like, or what we call the scale of operation. As a business owner, we really want to know how the customer like or dislike something. But on the other side, we definitely have some data source, but it's highly aggregated. Like we have business pattern at the zip code level. We also have longitudinal economic data set at the county level. That's for we can product many kind of skill of analysis on the various kind of aggregated data we still publish. So it would really make me think is some years ago I read an editorial published in the Journal of Environmental and Planning. The author threw out a question is why when we talk about globalization, for people who invited to TV show are always those economists or sociologists, very few geographers were invited. But if we look at our literature, how we discuss globalization, and we will find out clearly in the literature they talk about globalization, but all the case studies is place-based. So in other words, they might use kind of the per capita foreign direct investment or the distance to the coastal line as a proxy of the influence of globalization. So in other words, we try to use some closed system approach to study or explore something which is supposed to be open system, dynamic, fine scale. And for that, if we look at from the perspective of shopping behavior, for those fashion style people, they might pay more attention to what's going on in Paris instead of something going on in a nearby town. So if like an expensive handbag store, have a brand opening within my city driving distance, it will raise my kind of concerns. Maybe my wife will know that, and will really turn the shopping desire into reality. So this will really reflect what Mike argued in his keynote about how the long distance interaction and the short distance interaction really will, mix in this case. So in the data we got, we use Black Friday. We call Black Friday pattern trends in the USA, and actually we look at the 2012 Thanksgiving shopping season. It's about 10 days and 10 days before and after the Black Friday. So we got about 6 million tweets worldwide about Black Friday. And within that, we have the 72 tweets which were geolocated and were reported from the US. And we use 2 modules to deal with data retrieval and pre-processing. The retrieval module and parsing module. Then kind of kernel density approach was applied. The red color indicates those hotspots, and the blue, you will see a large blue area. Those are mainly the rural area or the Greater Plain area. And we find out, like for those large counties, the county size, I would say about 1.8 million people. They are kind of the density of the tweets is about 0.2. But when we move towards those density 0.1 per square kilometer, the population size, average population size, immediately drop to 0.5 million. So to some extent, it will give us a kind of quantitative evidence is densely populated large counties tend to have higher shopping desire. We know that, but we do not have some quantitative evidence. One thing for sure is we know for those 1,000 people stay in New York should be more social than the same size people in the same size area but in a rural place. For this one, we try to plot the correlation between the number of tweets and the population by kind of 4 ethnic groups at the county level. We use R-square to indicate the digital divide level for each ethnic group at the county scale. So in other words, the larger the R-square, it means it's more predictable. For example, among the 4 ethnic groups, white people, they are more predictable in tweet use. However, the Asians is a second, because less apparent in digital divide than African Americans and Hispanic Americans, though Asian is the smallest ethnic group by number. So I know the county level here is a kind of course. Definitely we can decompose it more towards a census check to see whether there is more interesting or see the R-square will for sure will change, but maybe we will see there's more the order of the 4 groups might also change. We also plot the 10 most populous counties in the U.S. By their tweet size before and after November 23rd. That's a Black Friday of 2012. It's not surprising is the peak will be the day of the Black Friday, but we will see some local boosts the 1 week before that, starting from Monday. So it to some extent indicate that though people are not in the shopping site yet, they have mentally prepared for the exciting Friday shopping. But after the shopping time, like after the November 23rd, we will very quickly see the damage very quickly. So in other words, we have more variations of the trends before the Black Friday than afterwards. So we have some ongoing plan is since we observed the Black Friday last year, we want to do some similar thing this year, which can allow us to do some comparative analysis. Then we want to fit the trend of tweeting at various spatial scales into time series model. Because for each tweet, we definitely will know when by second is when they post the tweets. We want to find out whether there is a kind of community affinity influence model can be built, because we can calculate the distance, the temporal distance between those tweets on some similar topic about a certain new product promotion in the Black Friday. To see, is for example, maybe shopping in Kent, the city of Kent, is very much encouraged by some tweets in New York. So that's not a short distance, it's a long distance. But if you see the heavy traffic of the tweets within short time period. So we also want to integrate with other data sources. If we make the long-term observation, those pulse of the kind of shopping behavior is real time, but we have other very slowing change infrastructure like shopping mall the demographic kind of structure. But since we are in a very dynamic society, all these kind of small change, dynamic change, eventually will lead or will help people to understand the large-scale infrastructure. Thank you.